Hi, this is Christopher Bruza. Welcome back. I'm starting a series to hopefully help 1, 2, 3, or more people out. I started this channel to help a friend who had bought a rifle, precision rifle, very nice rifle. Excellent scope, bender, didn't know how to mount it, didn't know how to zero it. So I made some videos to help him out, post them on YouTube, and it helped other people. I am what the Meat Eater crew calls an adult onset hunter. I grew up not hunting. My father didn't hunt. He said he had enough of that crap in the military and didn't want to deal with it in his civilian life. So I didn't have anybody who was willing to take me hunting. And I grew up in rural Vermont, where a lot of people hunted, my friends hunted. Nobody ever offered. So years later, moved to North Carolina, having a son. And I kind of felt that I was cheated out of something that I always wanted to do and never had the opportunity to do. So I decided to start hunting when we found out my wife was pregnant. And simply so I could pass it on and spend quality time with my boy in the woods. So I'm here to kind of walk people through that. Now, a lot of you have grown up and you grew up hunting. I'm jealous. I can't deny that. You're very lucky. But not everybody did. Like I have a very good friend who started hunting a year or two ago. He had no real mentors, just like I had no mentors when I started hunting. I actually had some weird encounters being a Yankee in public land of North Carolina that made it very clear I was not welcome there. So I struggled. It was a journey, and I kind of want to give you guys some tips as to how to help out if you don't have a mentor. If you know somebody who hunts, awesome. Pick their brain, tell them to take you. If you're in Raleigh, North Carolina area, go to the About page of my YouTube, send me a message. I'm willing to help you because it is not easy. Getting back to the original point, my son is now he's going to be 14 years old, and he went duck hunting last year and didn't even pick up the shotgun. He didn't feel comfortable, he didn't feel confident, but he's going to be deer hunting this year. I've taken him deer hunting a few times where we sit in a blind, and he's younger, and actually blind or a double stand, and we weren't successful. We didn't see much. I didn't shoot anything, and he was a bit young for that sort of experience, but now is the time, and he's actually interested in it. So I'm going to walk my YouTube audience or anybody watching this video through getting started in deer hunting, and we're going to follow the journey between my son, myself, and you guys. So the reason I have this Ruger American and a custom B&C stock with a fixed 6-power scope on here is because that's what he's going to be hunting with this year. So it's July right now, and this is about the time you want to start preparing for your foray into hunting. I know several states have got very different seasons, but luckily I live in a free state, and I'm hunting in Halifax County, North Carolina, where bow season starts like the second Saturday in September. It goes 2 weeks, then muzzleloader season opens up, and then 3 weeks after that, you have rifle season, which goes until sunset on January 1st. So we have a long season. Not everybody does. This is going to kind of pertain to rifle hunting. You can extend your season with bow hunting, which is amazing. It's some of the most amazing hunting I have ever done in my life. Rifle hunting doesn't compare. And again, muzzleloader can extend your season, but this is focusing on rifle hunting. And I think that's what the new hunter should focus on. So take my mistakes and learn from them. In this series, which is gonna be covered in real time, mid-October is when rifle season starts. And we're gonna go through shooting at the range, getting comfortable with your rifle. That's number one. So here we are in July. You need to be at the range shooting your rifle. And that doesn't mean off a bench in bags. You need to do that to zero it and get comfortable with your trigger control, your breathing, everything like that. But once you do that, you're never going to be shooting a deer off of bags. You're going to be... Okay, so all of my experience comes from hunting the Southeast. As I said, Halifax County, North Carolina. I hunt in Warren County, Wake County, where I live. But primarily the Southeast United States, where there's a lot of pine forests, mixed hardwoods. It's fairly flat. There's no snow. A lot of the time you're hunting in 60-degree weather. You've got soybean fields, you got cotton fields, peanut fields, corn fields, tobacco fields. So we'll cover one, getting comfortable with the rifle. I might actually do some rifle. Like, there are a lot of videos out there that teach you how to shoot a rifle, but I might cover some extra little tips. Where to find hunting land, how to find hunting land. Once you find hunting land, how to scout it, when to scout it, is e-scouting worth it? And to a point it is. What's my opinion on trail cams and things like that? Once you find an area where you think deer are moving, where do you set up a stand? These are the type of things I struggled with. I used to just effectively walk through the woods looking for deer sign and laying down waiting for deer. Ton of wasted, not really wasted. I mean, I learned a lot, which is why I'm sharing this with you. I don't want you to waste that time. Gear. What gear do you need? Everybody talks about gear. That's what, good Lord, half of YouTube's gun space focusing on gear. I mean, gear is important, but it's not that important. What gear is essential? What gear is nice to have? What's a waste of money? There is an entire industry out there that's just sucking money, your disposable income out of you, and it doesn't have to. You don't need to do that to kill big deer or good deer or any deer. I mean, it kind of comes down to, what do you want? What's your goal in deer hunting? Do you want to kill like 180-inch buck? Awesome, everybody does. But that's not how everybody defines success. You should kind of define success as getting out there in the woods, and it's hard to explain until you do it. Spending time in nature. There comes a point in the season where you spend so much time out there that you know all the sounds. Like, you hear like a little crack of a dry leaf, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a squirrel. You know, they're usually doing this that time of year, or oh, it's Tweety birds, or you kind of become one with nature, as corny as that sounds. But it's hard to put a price on that. I mean, here we are living in a suburban USA, buying our meat from the grocery store. That's absurd. I mean, a couple hundred years ago, people didn't do that. And that's not the way we were meant to do things. So going out, harvesting your own meat, becoming one with what you eat, and understanding the entire food chain is a huge part of this. Roast me in the comments if you want to, but I'll stand by that till the day I die. As I just said, what's a successful hunt? To me, a successful hunt is getting out in the woods, learning things. You're going to learn every single time you walk out in those woods. You are going to learn a ton from your unsuccessful hunts. But you have to be your best every day. Every single time you go out in those woods, you need to be better than the day before. And one, that is to actually harvest a deer, a mature deer, a huge deer, whatever you decide you want to go after. And don't let YouTube or Instagram influence what your personal goals are out there in the woods. That is, most of what you see is a complete fallacy. You need to be in the woods to accomplish what you want, and if you're happy with that, you won. Enjoy it. Don't let anybody knock you off that pedestal because, oh my God, I would have let that deer walk by, I wouldn't shoot that. No, that's not reality. Personally, my goal is to put deer in the freezer and then put a mature deer in the freezer. And if I'm lucky enough to take a third, I donate it to Hunters for the Hungry. of North Carolina, but I think they operate in most states. It's an amazing charity that I strongly support and am very passionate about. So, in this next video, we're going to cover range practice, positions, and how to kind of prepare for shooting out of a tree stand. I'm also going to do some real-time footage of scouting that you can do. Now, what they're doing in July is insanely different than what they're doing in August, September, October, November. During the rut, I mean, peak rut here is like the second week of November. And then their behavior completely changes late November, December. And we're going to kind of cover not what happens here, but how to figure out what's happening around you. And trail cams are great, slightly controversial, and I have my own opinion on them, which we'll get to. And that doesn't mean that's your opinion. That's simply my opinion. So please stay tuned. Thank you, and until next time, enjoy.